Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lauren. If you don't already know me, I am a teenager living with a physical disability, and on this channel I basically just talk about what that looks like. How did I get diagnosed? What was the process of that? Some doctor's visits and things. You know, just life with this, which is fun. I'm actually really excited about today's video. Can't figure out if I want my hair behind my ear or not. It's bugging me. I'm actually really excited about today's video. Not a lot of you know this, if any at all, but I'm a philosophy nerd in general, but mega philosophy nerd, and Stoicism. That's the one I have chosen. It's the one that I find myself aligning the most with, and I agree with a lot of the beliefs and feel like if I implemented a lot of the values and morals and, you know, habits and things into my life, it could be really beneficial for me. And I've even started to, which, you know, has been beneficial already. So I'm gonna kind of share why I chose this, what it's looking like for me, and why I think if you have a physical disability, this is something that you should absolutely look into. And even if you're somebody with perfect health, this is still something that's going to benefit you in your life if implemented correctly. Like, this isn't just a video for the people with disabilities, though it is more aimed towards that in a sense. This is something that anyone could implement into their lives, which is amazing. I love that. We love inclusivity. So, how did I initially get kind of pulled towards Stoicism? My dad, he has 2 books that have just been sitting up in his office, his room, for a while. And after I learned about Stoicism, I snagged them. The only books we have so far are Seneca on the Shortness of Life, which is this one, and Meditation by Marcus Aurelius, which is the journal of Marcus Aurelius, who was one of the Roman emperors, one of the great ones, and I think the last great one. But yeah, incredible, super cool guy. Haven't read all of this yet, but I'm excited to. How I initially got brought into Stoicism was I was doing reading online on how, as a person with a physical disability, can I continue to live a good life? Like, how can I be a person who's full of joy and doesn't let the harshness of life or my condition drag me down? Like, how can I continue to contribute to my community and just be a good person and feel good still? And I ended up coming across this man named Epictetus, presumably born the year 50 AD, long time ago. I think he was born in Hierapolis, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. So somewhere ancient Greece, ancient Rome area. Born into slavery, and his owner was Nero's secretary. So Nero was another one of the Roman emperors, I believe. So Epictetus, being Nero's secretary's slave, he was around a bunch of rich people and, you know, famous people very frequently, and around a lot of philosophers at that time. Like, he existed and was in a similar place as Seneca, so they very likely could have met or crossed paths or even been friends at one point. But Epictetus, born into slavery, when he was a child, his owner I don't know if he was upset with him or just looking for entertainment, but he grabs Epictetus's leg and starts twisting it. Epictetus just looked at the man and said, if you keep doing that, it's going to break. Not crying, not getting very emotional, very calm, very grounded. But like, he let the guy know, like, if you keep doing this, my leg is going to break and there will be consequences. Of course, the guy did not listen, and Epictetus's leg does break. Does he cry? No. Does he let it ruin him emotionally or mentally? No. He just looks up at the guy and says, I told you so. Like, I told you this was going to happen. His leg heals, but not properly. The rest of his life he walks with a limp. Like, he becomes a cripple because of this. And there's an added factor to that. Like, I was born this way. Nothing I do in my life or nothing that happened in my childhood could have really stopped my condition from happening. But the thing with Epictetus, he could have been a normal human being. Like, he could have been able to walk properly and do all those other things, but through circumstance, he lost that ability. So because of that, a lot of people would have had that added factor of, what the heck? Like, this has been taken from me, instead of just, this is who I am and what I have. Like, that he had his ability to walk properly taken from him, but he still managed to be, you know, a good level-headed human being who didn't let the emotions of it, like, consume his brain, basically. When he was an adult, he was freed and ended up studying Stoicism. I don't really remember how, but yeah, he became a Stoic philosopher, a teacher, and like founded a school in Neuropolis, I think. Forget the name of the place, but that sounds right. He founded a school, and tons and tons of people would like send their kids there, or they would go there themselves. Marcus Aurelius himself was taught by Epictetus, which is an amazing thing to think about. Like, a past slave is now teaching an emperor. That's pretty cool. Like, he really like made a name for himself and became somebody despite being in slavery, being crippled, you know, all of these things going on. And he lived to the ripe age of 80, which back then is very impressive. So all of this I found incredibly inspiring. I was like, hey, I want to do that. What this dude has or had, let me have some. Like, let me have some stoicism. Let me try that. So I did more research. I did more reading. Listened to a lot of the Daily Stoic podcast by, oh my gosh, his name is slipping from my brain. I literally just watched one of his videos this morning. Ryan Halliday? Was it Ryan? I feel so bad if it's not, but his videos, great, love them, amazing. And I have been taking notes, doing more research, all these things, and I have found, we're gonna say 6, concise them down to 6 different ways that Stoicism can really, really help people with physical disabilities. Don't mind background sound if you hear that. Again, my bedroom has been moved downstairs because I can no longer do stairs properly. So I am underneath 2 bathrooms. Half of it is one bathroom, half of it's the other bathroom, and I think someone's running a bath or in the shower or something, so if you hear water sounds, that's what that is. Just don't mind it. You won't even hear it in a minute, if you even can. So, The first reason or stoic, component that we're gonna dive into is distinguishing what you can and cannot control. This is a good one. This is a really important one. We're starting off strong. So, I printed off. I'm gonna read from here because brain's tired. We're gonna just read. One of the core principles of Stoicism is recognizing what is within your control and what is not. For someone with a disability, the mindset can reduce suffering by helping them focus on their attitude, which is their thoughts and responses, their values, which are their actions in their daily life, and how they relate to others and find purpose. Instead of being consumed by things they cannot change, such as physical limitations and societal perceptions, a Stoic mindset emphasizes agency over internal responses. We cannot choose our external circumstances, Epictetus said, but we can always choose how we respond to them. Relating that to my life, what happened to me or how I was born, I cannot control. My disability, how it affects my body, I cannot control. How it affects my mind and my perception of myself is fully within my control. I can let this drag me down and think, woe me, I'm broken. No one is ever going to love me and life sucks and there's nothing I'll be able to do properly and I'll never find a job and everything sucks. But no, my body is different. There's nothing I can do about that, but there is so much I can do to improve my life despite that. It's like, I cannot change my genetics, but I can change the food I put into my body. I can change my daily routine. I can change my mindset. I can change the people I'm interacting with. Like, if that's what's dragging me down, if socially the people that I'm friends with are not good people in my life, they're not, I love my friends, they're all amazing, incredible people, but I've had to find that. The things that you can change and do have influence over and can affect, do so. Don't wallow and dwell on the things in your life that are concrete, that are there permanently. Change the things that you can. The second one we have is reframing adversity as a source of strength, which I really like for this podcast, especially since it's named Strength Through Struggle. So reframing adversity as a source of strength. Come on. Too perfect. Makes me happy. Stoicism teaches that challenges are opportunities for growth. A disability, rather than being purely an obstacle, can be reframed as a situation that builds resilience, compassion, self-awareness, and perspective. This isn't about toxic positivity. Not at all. This is not toxic positivity or pretending hardship doesn't exist, because we all know it does. It exists heavily in this world. But about transforming hardship into a catalyst for wisdom and strength, which is beautiful. It's incredible. Everybody should be living this way, guys. It's amazing. So, a quote from Marcus Aurelius that kind of relates to this is, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." How I've taken this into my life, we're going to do a little mini segment of how each of these have been implemented into my life or how they affect my life. Anyways, as much as it sucks, can I run? No. If I tried, I would fall on my face. Can I do stairs properly? No. Does my back hurt 24/7 and crunch like crazy if I just like move? Yes. Do I have a lot of problems physically? Yes, I do. But, would I trade this body in for one that worked properly? Hell no. I have learned so much about life and finding meaning and positivity, and there's been so much personal growth, both emotionally, mentally, physically. Like, I'm strong. But because of the adversity I've faced, I've come out stronger. And I know that because of this, because of what I'm going through, I will be more well equipped to face other challenges in my future. Like, last year was my last year doing actual academic courses in high school. And I remember that I've always been straight A student, like fight for my grades, work hard, like that kind of person. But going through something like this, when my body abilities were starting to decline and the fatigue, like writing tests, my hand cramps so bad. It's delightful, especially great when playing the flute. But I realized I need to prioritize things that matter to me, like getting a high B or a low A in a class. I know, poor me. Doesn't suck as bad as, you know, it probably should. Like, well, not should. What are the words I'm looking for? Like, it's not as bad as my brain was making it out to be. Like, I just realized what battles are worth fighting and how much effort I should be putting into said battles. Did I still work hard in school? Yes. Did it absolutely crush me if I didn't get a perfect score anymore? Not as much. And then stuff like blood work. Yesterday, I had to get blood work again, which has become a very regular thing for me. But because of the adversity, because of the amount of things my body has had to be put through throughout this, now blood work, which used to seem absolutely terrifying, is just something I have to do, like a minor inconvenience. Is it uncomfortable? Slightly. Not as bad as it is when you think about it, but like struggles feel so much smaller in comparison, so I feel just stronger and more prepared to live my daily life. Number 3, practicing acceptance and tranquility. Stoics practice amor fati, love or fate. This doesn't mean passivity or giving up, but rather embracing life as it is, including the painful parts. For someone with a disability, this can lead to less internal resistance and suffering, greater peace with their circumstances, freedom from bitterness or resentment. I said restraint, but resentment. My brain is reading words weirdly now. So this helps build emotional stability even when physical or social limitations are present. Like having the ability to continue to be calm and at peace in your body with yourself, despite discomfort you may be feeling inwardly, like your own body, inwardly as in emotionally, or outwardly, like your environment, the people around you. It's a great skill. It's something that I'm working on. It's something that, like, a lot of these things are lifelong learning and lifelong practice. They don't come super easily, but they're definitely good things to try to practice. Number 4, we have focusing on virtue over appearance or status. Stoicism teaches that virtue, wisdom, courage, justice, and self-discipline is the highest good, not external success or physical ability. So, a lot of people when they hear the word success, they think of money, they think of power, they think of high social status. That is what success or a good life looks like. Epictetus, back when he was working with like the Roman emperors and all that stuff, like when he was a slave, a rich man, a powerful man, came in to talk to Nero, saying that he was on his last $1 million, I think. He was like, I'm on my last $1 million. I don't know how I'll survive. And Nero was sympathizing, like, oh my gosh, buddy, how are you going to survive? And Epictetus just looked at them both and thought, some people are so poor, all they have is money. And that really stuck. Like, yes, money can help. It can be used as a tool, but it shouldn't necessarily be used to decide how good your life is. Like, Epictetus was probably the most successful person in that room, not because his home was full of gold and riches or because socially he was like up there, but because he had learned how to master his mind and his body. Like, he was a master of himself even as a slave, and that is one of the highest successes a person can have, is just knowing themselves and having that internal strength. So, for someone living with a physical disability in society that often overvalues appearance or productivity, Stoicism provides an empowering alternative. Your worth isn't tied to your body, job, or public approval. Dignity comes from character, not circumstance. And you can live a flourishing life regardless of physical condition. The fifth area is preparing the mind daily. Stoics practiced mental routines like people upstairs. Stoics practiced negative visualization, which is imagining the loss or difficulty to build graduate preparedness. I don't know why I wrote that, but negative visualization is not really in an anxiety, oh my gosh, this is going to happen, I'm so just freaked out right now kind of way. In a, this is something that could happen or will happen. So thinking about it now both prepares me for it when it happens and shows me why I should be so thankful or grateful to have it now. A good example is pets. You love them, they're great, but they're just kind of like around the house. But if you think one day they're going to be gone, visualize that. How would that make you feel? How would that loss impact your life? Now, all of a sudden, you have so much more like feeling towards that animal. You're like, wow, I really should cherish this time I have with you while it lasts. I think it was Marcus Aurelius. I may be wrong though. But one of the Stoics, every time they tucked their children into bed at night, they said, my child may not wake in the morning. Not to scare them, but to think, wow, I really should be, spending time with the people I care about. I really should, prioritize time with them and gratitude. And like when you say negative visualization, that sounds dark or scary or sad. And it can be kind of sad, but it's also a good reminder that you should be grateful for the things that you have. Another one is journaling, which I used to do very consistently. I've got to get back into it, but it's a great habit to have. So journaling is reflecting on the day, choices, or virtues. I forget who said the quotes, but I remember the quotes, so I feel bad. But like, paper and pen are more patient than people. Like, write anything, like, how are you feeling, what happened in the day, like emotions, just to get them out. Just journal. It's an amazing habit to have, and I might do a more specific video on what journaling can look like and prompts and stuff. But yeah, that's what that one is. Another one is meditation on mortality, or memento mori. Reminding oneself of life's fragility to live more fully and intentionally. Like, today, you should live it to the fullest. That may not mean going out and doing all these crazy things, but live your life purposefully. Don't just be like a robot or a drone going around doing the motions, doing the things. This is your life. As far as we know, you only get one. So spend it how you want to spend it. Spend it purposefully. These practices can help someone with a disability develop mental toughness and deeper appreciation for what they do have. So, I don't have a lot of physical abilities, but I do have so much, and that's a lot to be grateful for. And the last one, 6, connecting with universal humanity. Stoicism encourages cosmopolitanism, I think I said that right, which is seeking yourself as a part of the human community. It can foster connection and purpose, even when isolation is a risk. You are not lesser, you're another unique expression of humanity. Everybody is different. Everybody is a special, unique little puzzle piece that fits together to create this art masterpiece that is humanity. Masterpiece with a couple of cracks and stuff. You know, humanity isn't perfect, but it's flawed. It's us. Like, if humanity can be flawed, and you are human, you can have flaws. It makes sense. And your experience can offer insight and meaning to others, which is kind of what I'm doing. Like, my experience is I'm a teenager who's lived the life that I have and is living the life that I'm currently living. I'm not dead. Like, physical disability. This is one of my experiences, and it's taught me a lot, and I see it as a means to connect with other people, as a means to open the door to other people for more discussion about harder topics that, you know, should or could be talked about. I see it as a way to, you know, both improve who I am as a human being and give the information that I know to the people around me so that they can also use it to improve themselves if they want to. Like, I am learning about Stoicism for me. This is something I'm going to be practicing, and I'm already starting to. I'm actually going to do an actual Stoicism philosophy course soon, which I'm really excited for. But this is something that I see, like, the importance of and how beneficial it can be to anybody who wanted to try it. So I'm not just going to learn about it myself and, is it gatekeep? I'm not going to gatekeep. I'm going to share with the people I know, the people I care about, and you guys, to make sure that you also have access to these kinds of things. So if you also want to get into Stoicism and want to start learning about it online, go ahead, look. Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. It's a good one to start with. And then there's a book that I found it secondhand actually, which is really cool. And I have not finished it yet. I'm close, but I have not finished it. One of the books that I'm reading to, get into Stoicism is How to Be a Stoic by Massimo Pigliucci. Good book. Annotated it up a bit. Yeah, those are good resources. And then again, Ryan Halliday, I believe, the author of The Daily Stoic, and he has a YouTube channel as well that I would totally check out. I have checked it out and I love it. But yeah, that concludes today. I hope you were able to take something from this and are interested in, checking out Stoicism, because it's kind of awesome. We love philosophy. It's great. Bye.